It starts with an envelope, not a dramatic one, just a white legal-sized envelope, resting on Christine Brown's kitchen table, unopened and slightly wrinkled. No return address, no logo. Just her name and handwriting she didn't recognize. Inside, a single sheet of paper, plain, but the ink. It might as well have been written in fire. Asset transfer discrepancy, Brown Family Trust, $450,000 unaccounted. Related accounts tied to R. Sullivan Brown and KWB Roan audit pending. Christine doesn't breathe. Her fingers tremble as they run over the letterhead. It's from Summit County Financial Oversight, stamped confidential. She thinks it's a scam, phishing attempt. Until she sees the attached scan, Cody's signature, Robyn's routing number, and a red, highlighted wire transfer dated 3 weeks after Garrison's death. Christine's knees nearly buckle, she whispers. Oh my God, he wasn't lying. Garrison wasn't lying. Flashback. 6 months earlier. Garrison's last voice memo plays in Christine's mind. She's never deleted it. Mom, if anything happens to me, just know. Cody's hiding something big. He and Robyn, there's money missing from the trust. Look in the 2019 filings. That's where it started. Christine thought it was paranoia, grief speaking. A young man caught between fractured parents and a reality television circus that stopped being real years ago. But now, the letter in her hand is cold proof. Christine doesn't call Mary, doesn't call Janelle. Not yet. She calls Rachel. Rachel Vaughn, the family's former legal advisor turned private attorney. Rachel's voice is calm but hard when she hears the numbers. Christine, this isn't a mistake. This is wire fraud. Christine stares at the second page, a transaction list, repeated transfers from the Brown Family Living Trust, each for $15,000 to $25,000, all labeled discretionary family use. All funneled into an LLC registered in Robyn's maiden name. Rachel asks quietly, "Do you know where Robyn was during these transactions?" Christine blinks. "She was on the show filming, talking about spiritual connection." Rachel exhales. Then we've got a bigger problem, because that means TLC's footage might show her on record, while the fraud happened in real time. Christine closes her eyes. Oh my God, what if Garrison was trying to tell us this the whole time? Rachel's voice drops. Then you don't just have a fraud case, Christine, you might have a federal indictment. And if Cody signed off, we're talking prison time. Christine looks down at the envelope again. One sentence at the bottom freezes her blood. Pending further review, parties may be referred to U.S. Attorney's Office for prosecution. And suddenly, the show isn't the only thing that's about to be canceled. Janelle Brown is halfway through a Zoom call when her phone buzzes again. Christine's text is just one line. You need to come over. It's about Garrison and Cody. Those two names in the same sentence haven't meant anything good in years. By the time Janelle arrives, Christine's kitchen is eerily quiet. No kids, no cameras. Just paperwork scattered like the aftermath of a storm. Christine doesn't speak. She just hands her the envelope. Janelle reads, page 1. Page 2. Her hand flies to her mouth. Number. No. This isn't real. That's the family trust. Christine nods, hollow-eyed, and it's $450,000 short. Janelle flips the page again, sees Cody's signature. The account numbers? The LLC name, Sully Pines Consulting, registered in Robyn's name, and then something clicks. He always said he handled the finances himself. He wouldn't let me or you touch it. Christine speaks slowly. And he said the trust was sacred, untouchable, meant to protect the kids if anything ever happened to us. Janelle slams her palm on the table. That lying son of she cuts herself off. Her voice cracks. Garrison was trying to tell me. That night, he was so angry, so hurt. He said, Mom, Dad's hiding things. I saw bank stuff on his laptop, things that don't add up. Christine steps closer, and we didn't listen. Janelle exhales like she's been punched. Number, we didn't. We told him not to stir things up. Then Christine whispers, so what now? Do we go to court? Janelle looks down at the printouts. The account transfers, the timestamps, the voice memo from Garrison. And then, with no hesitation, she picks up her phone. Number, we go to war. Rumors had started to swirl after TLC's production halted abruptly mid-season. The official reason. creative differences. But Christine and Janelle now knew the real reason. Summit County had subpoenaed Kody Brown. Rachel, their attorney, walks up the courthouse steps flanked by both women, arms full of evidence folders. "We're not accusing." Rachel had told the press a few days earlier, "We're submitting proof, let the facts speak." Today, those facts are being read into record. Inside the courtroom, a judge frowns at the documents. So the plaintiff alleges that the defendants, Mr. Kody Brown and Mrs. Robyn Brown, knowingly diverted funds from a shared family trust for personal gain, totaling approximately $450,000. Rachel nods. "Yes, Your Honor. And we have evidence of forged expense labels, misfiled LLC documents and statements from a whistleblower within TLC production." The judge lifts an eyebrow. TLC. Rachel answers coolly, "Yes. We believe parts of this deception were scripted into the show as cover." Gasps ripple through the courtroom. At that moment, the bailiff opens the rear door. Kody walks in, dark suit. No smile, no camera crew. Just a man walking into his reckoning. He doesn't look at Christine. He doesn't look at Janelle. But Robyn's already seated, trembling, eyes bloodshot, because they both know what's about to happen isn't reality television, it's federal court. And it doesn't care about ratings. The courtroom is dead silent, except for the faint clicking of reporters' keyboards. Cameras aren't allowed inside, but every journalist knows. This is the story that will make careers. Kody Brown sits beside Robyn, jaw clenched, arms folded, his eyes darting from the judge to the stack of evidence on the table. Rachel steps forward again, calm and precise. "Your Honor, our submission includes forensic accounting reports, showing wire transfers from the Brown Family Living Trust to a business entity called Sully Pines Consulting, registered to Mrs. Robyn Sullivan Brown." The judge frowns, "And the value of these transfers?" Rachel doesn't blink. $453,218.67, Your Honor. Over the course of 4 years, the air shifts, even Robyn flinches. Kody starts to lean forward like he is about to object, but Rachel isn't finished. "Furthermore, we have reason to believe the business was a shell company with no real employees or services, just a bank account, which served to funnel trust money into personal use, vacations, vehicles, a home expansion, and private school tuition." The judge narrows his eyes. "Private school." Rachel nods, flipping to Exhibit 4. The invoices match payments made from the Sully Pines account, cross-referenced with emails from Mrs. Brown to the registrar, listing her daughter Ariella as the student. All funded by trust money meant for the collective children of the Brown family. Not just hers. Robyn opens her mouth but says nothing. Kody finally speaks. His voice is dry, cracking. "That money was meant to support the family. It wasn't stolen, it was reallocated." The judge raises an eyebrow. "Mr. Brown, did you seek consent from the other trustees before making these reallocations?" Kody hesitates. "Too long." Christine speaks quietly from behind. "He didn't even tell us." Rachel pounces. "Your Honor, not only did Mr. Brown bypass legal procedure, but he also filed expense reports labeling the transactions as maintenance, community utility upgrades, and even therapy reimbursements. These were fake labels." She holds up screenshots. "Here is an example of a payment labeled Mental Health Retreat, which actually funded a luxury vacation to Sedona for only Kody and Robyn." Robyn finally speaks. Her voice trembles. I thought it was allowed. He said it was part of our spiritual marriage agreement." The courtroom murmurs. The judge leans forward. "This isn't about spiritual agreements, Mrs. Brown. This is about fraud." Christine's hands are shaking in her lap. Janelle stares ahead like she's not breathing, because everything they feared, everything Garrison suspected, is now unfolding under oath, and this is just the beginning. Rachel closes her folder gently. "Your Honor, we also have a subpoenaed email from TLC's executive producer, showing that the Browns requested storyline changes around the time of the transfers, specifically to keep Robyn's finances out of the spotlight." Another bomb? The courtroom nearly explodes again. "We believe this may rise to the level of a coordinated media cover-up, and we are requesting federal review." The judge's gavel slams. "Order: this court will recess for 1 hour before reconvening. Mr. and Mrs. Brown, do not leave the building. Cody leans back in his chair. His face is flushed, jaw twitching, hair damp with sweat, and for the first time in years he looks afraid. An hour later, the courtroom is buzzing. Lawyers whisper, reporters shuffle. The gallery is packed with strangers, fans, and former supporters. Some here for justice, others just for the show. Cody hasn't said a word since recess was called. He sits rigid, staring straight ahead like a man trying not to unravel. Robyn? She's curled in on herself, gripping the sleeves of her blouse like they might keep her from falling apart. But Christine and Janelle aren't waiting anymore. They've waited too long already. Rachel stands as the judge returns. Your Honor, with permission, we'd like to introduce Exhibit 9. A recorded voicemail left by the late Garrison Brown. It was saved on Christine Brown's personal device and time-stamped 2 weeks before his passing. The judge nods. Rachel hits play. And then Garrison's voice fills the courtroom. Mom, if you're hearing this, it means I didn't get to say it loud enough while I was alive. But it's not just emotional damage anymore. Cody's lying. He and Robyn are funneling money. I saw the statements. I copied some. The trust is being drained, and no one's talking about it because it's all being buried under faith and privacy. But it's not privacy, it's theft. A murmur ripples across the room. Some gasp. Others go still. The recording continues. I'm not doing this to hurt anyone. I just want the truth. I want Ariella to grow up in honesty, not lies. I tried talking to Dad. He shut me down, told me I'd been poisoned by jealousy. But I saw the wire transfers. And, the worst part, I think TLC knows. Click. The audio ends for a moment. No one moves. Then the judge exhales deeply and turns to Cody. Mr. Brown, is there any truth to the claim that you knowingly diverted family trust funds into private accounts under Robyn Brown's name? Cody's lips part, but he hesitates. Everyone in the room leans forward, and then a door creaks open. A woman in a gray suit steps in from the back. Her badge is clipped to her hip. The court clerk stands. Your Honor, Federal Liaison from the U.S. Attorney's Office. The gallery gasps. Reporters flip pages. Christine whispers. It's happening, the liaison speaks. We've reviewed the exhibit submitted by Ms. Vaughn. Our office has opened a preliminary investigation under Federal Statute Title 18, specifically sections relating to wire fraud, fiduciary abuse, and misrepresentation of custodial financial assets. Cody turns pale. Robyn closes her eyes. The liaison continues. Additionally, we have received confirmation that some of the alleged misused funds crossed state lines electronically, which elevates this to federal jurisdiction. Rachel adds quietly, which means this won't be handled in Flagstaff anymore, Your Honor. It'll be handled in federal court. The judge sighs. Then we'll prepare for transfer. But before we do, he looks Cody in the eye. Mr. Brown, do you wish to make a statement on the record before charges are formally filed? Cody shifts in his seat, opens his mouth, then closes it again. He whispers something no one can quite hear, but Janelle sees it on his lips. I didn't mean for it to go this far, and then the gavel hits. This courtroom is adjourned pending federal transfer. Outside, sirens wail. Inside, silence speaks louder than guilt. Outside the courthouse, it's already started. Protesters, fans, and media vans crowd the parking lot. Candles flicker in makeshift vigils. Some for Garrison, others simply for the truth. A teenager holds a sign that reads, Garrison warned us. Another, more brutal, $450 K for love, or for lies. Christine and Janelle walk down the courthouse steps slowly, flanked by Rachel. Reporters swarm instantly. Christine, did Garrison uncover the fraud? Janelle, did Cody ever admit it to you? Is Robyn going to jail? Are the kids safe? They don't answer. Not yet. Not until this moves from local chaos to national consequence, and by nightfall, it does. Kody Brown under federal investigation for family trust fraud. Robyn Brown implicated in $450 K embezzlement scheme. Sister wives. Scandal now, a federal case. Every major network picks it up. Twitter melts down. Reddit explodes. TikTok creators churn out hour by hour recaps. YouTube explodes with commentary. And then, someone leaks a clip, a behind the scene's moment from an unaired Sister Wives episode. It shows Kody and Robyn in their Flagstaff rental, whispering to a producer during a break in filming. Robyn's voice is muffled but clear enough. "We can't let them ask about the trust. Just steer it back to our spiritual unity storyline." Kody nods beside her. "I'll say it's all about protecting the kids." No one questions fatherhood. The producer doesn't respond, but the camera keeps rolling. That single clip becomes viral in minutes. The cover-up was scripted Sister Wives, reality or fraud. $450K hidden in plain sight. The next morning, TLC releases a bland statement. "We are aware of the allegations. Production is currently suspended pending legal resolution." No further comment at this time. But it is too late. The viewers have turned. For over a decade, fans rooted for love, for struggle, for blended family harmony. Now they feel used, betrayed, and the evidence is just beginning to pour out. Rachel sits at her desk surrounded by documents. Janelle and Christine sit across from her, still stunned. "You said this could go federal," Janelle says. "What does that actually mean for Kody, for Robyn?" Rachel doesn't sugarcoat it. "It means this isn't just a family scandal anymore. It's a white-collar crime case. Wire fraud. Conspiracy. If the court determines Kody knowingly signed and hid these transfers, he could be looking at 10 to 20 years. Christine swallows hard and Robyn, accessory. If we prove she benefited directly or helped conceal the funneling, same charges." Janelle leans back, whispering. "She always said she wanted her kids protected. But not like this. Not by stealing from ours." Rachel sighs, then opens a folder. "You need to see this. It's from Garrison's journal. He logged every inconsistency he found. Dozens of them." Christine flips through the pages. Wire transfer screenshots. Notes on missing TLC payments. Questions scribbled in red pen. Why is the Sedona property listed under a trust if no one else lives there? Why is Ariella's tuition paid from a community wellness fund? Where's the contract for the 2019 tax adjustment? Who is KWB Holdings? Why are my siblings not seeing any of this? Christine's eyes well up. He really tried to protect us. Rachel closes the folder. He didn't just try, he succeeded. You brought this to light. Now it's our job to make sure it sticks. Janelle nods slowly. Then let's finish what he started. Outside Rachel's office, another envelope is waiting unmarked. Inside, a USB drive. And on it, another recording. From inside Kody's personal office. And it changes everything. Rachel plugs the USB drive into her secure laptop, hands hovering over the keyboard. Christine and Janelle lean in, silent. The room feels tight, like it knows what's coming. The screen flickers. It's a hidden camera recording, clearly from inside Kody's home office, placed between two books on a shelf, the timestamp. 3 months before Garrison's death, Kody is pacing. He's on the phone, agitated. The speaker volume is low but crisp. "No, I don't care what the file says. I need that transfer cleaned before the 15th. Robyn and I have already talked about it. She's keeping that account under her name for now." There's a pause. Because if the IRS sees 3 years of retroactive deductions linked to the LLC, we're done. I'm not risking a family-wide audit. Another pause. Kody's tone hardens. "Tell Michael to fix the paperwork. I don't care how." "He's done it before," Christine whispers. "Michael. That's his cousin. He always said Michael helped with taxes," Janelle adds. "And Michael's name was on one of the flagged transfer receipts." Rachel rewinds the audio. "Fix the paperwork. He's done it before." She pauses the clip. Her voice is cold. "That's conspiracy, plain and simple. Admitting to falsifying tax documents to shield trust fund transactions." On tape, she unfreezes the video. Now Kody's rubbing his temples. "I just want this to blow over. If Garrison keeps poking around, I'll tell him he misunderstood. Blame the accountant. Say it was a misprint." He sits down, breathing hard. "Garrison doesn't get it. We're building something here. We're protecting the family's future." Christine's voice breaks. "You call this protection, lying to your own son and stealing from his siblings." The screen cuts to black. Rachel speaks softly. "We now have proof of intent, concealment, and a third party involved in the laundering. This moves from fraud to felony level obstruction." She grabs a folder and begins drafting a new filing inside the quiet halls of TLC's executive offices in Los Angeles. Chaos is bubbling. Internal email, 9:02 p.m. Effective immediately. Remove all pending promotional content featuring Kody and Robyn Brown. Archive unreleased Season 19 footage pending legal review. Consider cancellation of Sister Wives franchise. Awaiting legal team recommendation. On Instagram, Faye Justice for Garrison trends globally. On Twitter, a leaked quote from the office recording goes viral. Fix the paperwork, he's done it before. Cody Brown, caught on tape, YouTube explodes. The Brown family empire is built on a lie he stole from his own kids. Kody Brown exposed $450,000 missing. And he called it protection. Christine sits alone that night, staring at her phone. She pulls up one last video, a clip Garrison sent her months before he passed. He's on camera, sitting at his desk. His eyes are tired but burning with conviction. They're gonna bury this. Or they'll say I was crazy. But I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for Savannah, for Gabriel, for Aurora, even for Ariella, because lies break families, but silence breaks souls. Christine presses pause. Her eyes shimmer. You were right, baby, she whispers, and we're done being silent. Rachel submits the new evidence packet to the U.S. Attorney's Office label. Exhibit 12, direct audio evidence of intent to commit wire fraud and obstruction. Within 2 hours, an arrest warrant is issued. By sunset, federal agents are at Kody Brown's door. And this time, no cameras are rolling. It's just after 6:45 p.m. in Flagstaff. Rain hangs in the air like a warning. The cul-de-sac where Kody and Robyn live is quiet, almost too quiet. Until 2 unmarked black SUVs pull into the driveway. Federal agents step out in plain clothes. One carries a folder, the other a pair of handcuffs. Inside the house, Robyn sees them first through the window. Her face drains of color. Kody. They're here. Kody doesn't move at first. He just stares at the screen in front of him, where Twitter is flooded with his name and a dozen variations of Kody Brown arrest imminent. He exhales sharply. They don't have enough. But even as he says it, he doesn't believe it anymore. The doorbell rings. He opens it. 2 agents, calm but direct. Mr. Cody Brown. Yes, you're under arrest for wire fraud, conspiracy to commit financial obstruction, and misuse of custodial trust funds under federal jurisdiction. Robyn gasps behind him. No, wait, please. The agents ignore her. Kody doesn't resist. He just looks stunned, broken. As the handcuffs click, the lead agent reads his rights. You have the right to remain silent, and Kody, for the first time in years, uses that right. He's escorted out sans cameras. No TLC crew, no boom mics, just the cold, quiet click of a federal cruiser door slamming shut. The phone rings. Rachel's name flashes. Christine answers the speaker. Janelle is with her. Both are frozen. Rachel's voice is firm, reverent. It's done. They have him. Christine covers her mouth. Janelle exhales for what feels like the first time in days. What happens now? Arraignment. Possibly a federal hearing by the end of the week. The judge will determine bail, but given the evidence, they may hold him without it, Christine whispers. And Robyn, Rachel pauses. Her involvement is still under review, but if they link her signature to the Sully Pines LLC, she's next. As Kody is processed at the federal holding facility, a second anonymous envelope lands on the Flagstaff clerk's desk. Stamped only, confidential Faye evidence supplement. Inside is a notarized affidavit from a former TLC accounting contractor, typed, signed, dated. During the 2020 and 2021 filming cycles, I was instructed to divert standard licensing payments from the Brown family joint account to a separate LLC filed under the name R. Sullivan Brown. These changes were not brought to the full family's attention, nor reflected in any production documentation. When I expressed my concerns to my supervisor, he quoted, "Kody and Robyn handle that side of things, stay out of it." Attached is a ledger. Line by line, $8,000 here, $12,000 there. Dozens of unreported royalty cuts, totaling nearly $110,000. Christine stares at the document when Rachel shows her. That's on top of the $450 K. Rachel nods grimly. That's almost $600 K stolen. And TLC knew. Kody Brown arrested, TLC under federal review. Robyn implicated in new $110K television payout scam. Sister wives empire collapses. Online threads explode. Even late-night hosts weigh in. Comedians joke about Kody's spiritual sentencing and Robyn's Real Housewives of federal fraud. But for the Brown family, there's no punchline, only fallout. Kody sits alone in a holding cell. His cuffs are gone, but his hands still tremble. A guard approaches. You get one call. Kody dials a number from memory. Robyn answers on the first ring. Are you okay? What happened? His voice is hollow. They have everything, the office tape, Garrison's memo, the LLCs. Robyn doesn't respond. They're gonna come for you next, Kody whispers. What do I do? He exhales. Whatever it takes. Protect the kids. Burn whatever's left. Then the line goes dead. Because even in his darkest moment, Kody still thinks he can control the ending. But the ending is no longer his. The next morning, Robyn Brown wakes up to sirens, not alarms, not outside, not from emergency vehicles, from her phone. Dozens of alerts, hundreds of headlines. Kody Brown facing 20 years, $600K trust scandal deepens. IRS confirms audit of Sully Pines LLC, registered to Robyn Brown. Robyn Brown next to be indicted. She scrolls past them, numb. Her hands won't stop shaking. Outside, reporters are parked on the street. Cameras zoom in on every movement behind the blinds. She keeps them closed, then her phone rings, unknown number. She hesitates, answers. Mrs. Robyn Sullivan Brown. Yes, this is Agent McCarthy from the U.S. Treasury Department. We'd like to ask you some questions regarding your involvement with Sully Pines Consulting and any financial transactions made through that account between 2018 and 2022. You're not being charged yet. Click. She drops the phone. A full internal audit is underway. Executives are panicking. Showrunners are lawyering up. PR reps are ghosting interview requests. One producer sits at his desk reviewing old footage, sweat on his brow. He hits pause. The screen freezes on a frame. Robyn holding an iPad with a spreadsheet on it in the background. A file on her desktop clearly labeled Sully Pines Ledger Final. He mutters, "Oh no." He opens a secure email and begins uploading the clip. Subject line, internal evidence. Time-stamped footage, season 17. He attaches a note, "We need to talk." This shows she knew. He hesitates for a moment, then clicks send. To the U.S. Attorney's Office, Janelle watches the news coverage from her couch. Footage replays Kody's arrest again and again. There's something surreal about it. The man who controlled so much of her life now in handcuffs, surrounded by agents, head bowed. Savannah walks into the room. "Mom, is Dad going to jail?" Janelle doesn't know what to say. She kneels down and looks her daughter in the eye. He might, but not because someone lied about him, because he lied about all of us. Savannah's voice cracks. "Did he steal from us?" Janelle whispers. "From everyone." She walks into the kitchen and grabs an old shoebox off the shelf. Inside, Garrison's journal. The one filled with scribbled notes, spreadsheets, printouts, his evidence binder in disguise. She flips to the last page, a single sentence. "If no one stops them, they'll bury us in their version of love." Tears fall silently. At Rachel's law office, her assistant hands her a thick envelope. No return address. Inside is a signed statement from a former private financial advisor who once consulted the Browns in Las Vegas. It's damning. In 2020, I reviewed financial documentation for the Browns and discovered the Sully Pines LLC was diverting nearly 40% of the shared TLC income stream. When I raised concerns to Kody, I was fired without cause. Robyn later emailed me directly to thank me for discretion. I still have the email. Attached is the email reel verified, with attachments showing multiple invoices signed R. Sullivan Brown. Rachel mutters, "She's cooked." She picks up her phone and dials the U.S. Attorney's liaison. "We're ready to formally name Robyn Brown as a co-conspirator, not from the feds, from Christina No cameras." No drama, just two women who used to be part of the same family, now standing on opposite sides of a storm. Robyn opens the door, barely. "What are you doing here?" Christine's voice is steady. To tell you what no one else will. Robyn's eyes glisten. Go ahead. You hurt everyone. Not just with lies, with silence. With hiding behind faith while funneling money from the kids who trusted you. You said you wanted to be a real wife, a real mother. But real mothers don't steal from their daughters' siblings. Robyn's lip trembles. I didn't mean to. Christine cuts her off. You meant to protect your version of love, and you sacrificed ours. Christine turns to leave. Then pauses. The agents are coming next, and when they do, I hope you tell them the truth. Garrison deserves that. At the very least, she walks away. Robyn watches, crying silently. And, for the first time in her life, there's no one left defending her. It's late. Flagstaff is quiet. But in a small living room lit only by the pale glow of a laptop, Christine is still awake. She's watching one of Garrison's final video logs. One he recorded alone. No script, no audience. Just a son trying to make sense of the brokenness around him. If you're watching this, he says softly, then you know I tried. I tried to keep the peace. I tried to speak up. I tried to be heard, and they called it rebellion. They said I was angry, but I wasn't. I was scared. He looked down, tears visible in his eyes. I saw what they were doing, not just for the money, to each other, to us, to the truth. He glances at the camera. Tell the others. Even if they hate you for it. Christine hits pause. She covers her mouth. Because Garrison didn't die just holding the truth. He died begging someone to listen. The next morning, a clerk logs a new batch of documents into evidence for the prosecution. Team 1 file stands out. Exhibit 18, KWB Holdings transaction log. Inside are 47 entries. Payments, all logged to a shell account under Cody's initials, masked through a consulting firm linked to a business park in Nevada. Every deposit aligns with TLC seasonal bonus payouts. Every withdrawal sent to Sully Pines Consulting. The final line, $85,000 transferred the 3rd of March 2021. Description: Season, the 15th of March. Keating backend accept. Season 15 didn't have backend payouts. Rachel flips the page. He invented a second funnel. She scans the transfer origin. The signature is Robyn's. The official announcement drops just after 3 p.m. His attorney's office announces formal charges against Kody Brown for wire fraud, financial obstruction, and misappropriation of custodial trust funds totaling over $600,000. Robyn Brown now listed as an unindicted co-conspirator. Pending further investigation, TLC Network issued subpoena for unaired footage and contracts relating to the Brown family trust. The news explodes. TikTok erupts again. Instagram accounts rebrand overnight. Justice for Garrison becomes exposed. The theme empire. Hashtags trend globally. Number Brown fraud. Number Kody goes down. Number Robyn's daughter Aurora goes live on Instagram from her bedroom. Her face is pale. Her voice shakes. I don't know who to believe anymore. She wipes tears from her eyes. My mom told me everything was fine, that it was just drama. But now I see the receipts, the ledgers, the videos. And Garrison tried to warn us. She pauses. I just want my family back, but I don't know if it ever existed. The live ends in 90 seconds, but hits 2 million views in 2 hours. Because when the kids start speaking, the internet finally understands this isn't just scandal, it's a family collapse. In real time, Janelle's phone rings. She hesitates before answering Mary. Mary's voice is unusually soft, no edge, no pride, just weight. I've been reading the court filings. I saw what he did. Janelle says nothing. I wanted to believe it wasn't real, that it was exaggerated. But he took from all of us, Janelle. And I think he did it for Robyn. There's silence. Then Mary adds, I just wish I had listened to Garrison. I brushed him off too. Janelle's voice cracks. We all did. Mary swallows hard. What do we do now? We show up, Janelle replies. When the sentencing comes, we're there, for Garrison, for the truth. Christine stands outside the Flagstaff courthouse. She's not alone. Fans have gathered. Some hold candles, others hold signs. Garrison saw it all. Truth over blood. $600 case stolen. One voice ignored. He died speaking the truth. Janelle arrives minutes later. She joins Christine in silence. Then Savannah steps forward and lights a candle one by one. Strangers do the same. No one sings. No one chants. Because justice, when it finally comes, doesn't need to shout, it just needs to be seen. It's sentencing day. The air in the Flagstaff Federal Courthouse feels electric, not from excitement but pressure, the kind of pressure that comes when the truth has nowhere left to hide. Every seat in the courtroom is full. Journalists sit shoulder to shoulder. TLC has sent its lawyers, not producers. A network rep whispers to a colleague, "If this goes bad, we're done." And at the front, FL, not a camera in sight. For a man who built his life on being seen, he looks like he wants to disappear. Next to him, no Robyn. Her chair remains empty. He has been assigned this case due to its national attention and federal implications. Known for his no-nonsense tone and sharp memory, he doesn't waste time. "Mr. Brown," he begins, "you stand before this court convicted of wire fraud, obstruction of custodial trust operations, and deliberate concealment of fiduciary transactions, totaling $601,000. The number alone makes the room gasp. Christine and Janelle sit 2 rows back, Rachel beside them. Janelle clutches Garrison's journal in her lap, her knuckles white. Exhibit 3 to 47 transactions through KWB Holdings. Exhibit 6, Robyn's Sully Pines ledger. Exhibit 9, Cody's office recording. Exhibit 12, the TLC internal clip. Exhibit 18, the bonus funneling system. Exhibit 22, Garrison's voicemail. Each one is recited with mechanical precision. Each one feels like a hammer striking a coffin. By the end, Cody can't look up. Even the court reporter's hands tremble slightly as she types. Christine stands slowly. "Your Honor, I speak on behalf of my son, Garrison Brown. He was the first to speak, the first to see, and he paid for that truth with silence. Ours." She turns to the court. "This isn't just about money. It is about a child begging to be heard and being called a rebel instead. About daughters raised in a house funded by stolen trust. About a family show that sold unity while hiding theft." Her voice breaks. "Cody didn't just break laws. He broke us." Janelle speaks next, shorter, quieter. "I loved him. I trusted him. I let him control the trust because he said it was for the good of the family. But he turned that trust into a weapon." She turns to Cody. "You lied to our children. You lied to Garrison. And now, you lie here, silent." The judge nods. "Mr. Brown, you may speak." Cody stands slowly, shaky. He clears his throat. "I didn't set out to do this. I didn't mean for it to spiral. I thought I was protecting something sacred. The family, the image, the unity." His voice softens. "But somewhere along the way, I stopped seeing them as people and started seeing them as assets." He looks directly at Christine. "You were right, he tried to tell us. I just didn't want the world to think we failed." He sits down. No tears, just collapse. Judge Marlowe straightens the papers in front of him. "This court recognizes your confession, your cooperation during the investigation, and your lack of prior convictions. However, the word hits like thunder. This was not a mistake. It was a pattern, a willful, deliberate abuse of family trust for personal gain. You masked it in faith, in fatherhood, and in fame." He pauses. "You let a son die thinking no one believed him, and you allowed a show watched by millions to normalize financial abuse." He leans forward. "For this, you are hereby sentenced to 11 years in federal prison, with no possibility of parole for the first 7. Restitution in the amount of $601,000 will be ordered, and all trust assets frozen until reallocation by an independent fiduciary." The gavel falls. This hearing is concluded. As the marshals approach, Cody turns once, just once, to look at Christine and Janelle. Christine doesn't blink. Janelle doesn't cry, because justice doesn't always come with joy. Sometimes it just comes with stillness. As Cody is let out, the courtroom remains silent. Not for him, for Garrison. Outside the courthouse, the world is watching. Every outlet is live. Cody Brown sentenced. 11 years, $601K restitution. No parole for 7 years. Judge blasts family fraud. Reality show turns real crime. The Brown legacy collapses. Cameras catch Christine and Janelle as they exit. They don't speak, they don't wave. But their silence says everything. We believed him too late. But we believed him. The fallout hits the network like a freight train. TLC's stock dips 14% overnight. Advertisers pull out from upcoming specials. Production on Sister Wives Season 19 is cancelled. The network releases a final statement: "We have permanently severed all contracts with Kody and Robyn Brown. Our thoughts are with the extended Brown family and the late Garrison Brown, whose courage in speaking up is now fully recognized." Internally, emails leak, archive all unreleased footage, remove Robyn Brown from promotional materials. All storylines involving the trust are off-limits for reruns. Christine sees the statement on her phone that night. She stares at it. "Numb, too late," she whispers. "Too damn late." Robyn sits alone in the kitchen watching Kody's sentencing on a small television. Aurora is upstairs. The little ones are sleeping. The judge's words echo through the screen. "You masked it in faith, in fatherhood, and in fame." She shuts it off. Picks up her phone. No texts. No missed calls. She scrolls through her contacts. Mary blocked her. Janelle won't speak. Christine, just one message, weeks ago. Garrison deserved better. Robyn walks to the living room and opens a drawer. Inside are folders, legal documents, bank records, LLC paperwork. She pulls out one file, Sully Pines Consulting. Her name is on every page. A note paper clip to the top reads, "We'll keep it under your name. It is safer that way." Kody, her hands tremble. The knock is soft. A delivery courier, not a federal agent. Not yet. But the envelope says everything. Subpoena to testify under oath, U.S. v. Brown conspiracy addendum. Inside, a single line underlined in bold: "You are being called as a material witness in an ongoing federal investigation into coordinated financial deception and trust fund misappropriation." She drops the paper because it means one thing: they're not done. Christine hasn't spoken to Kara Thompson, Ariella's real mother, since the truth unraveled. But tonight she dials. Kara picks up, quiet. "I wasn't sure you'd ever call. I wasn't sure I should," Christine replies. They sit in silence for a beat. Then Kara speaks. "Do you think she'll hate me?" "No," Christine says gently. "She'll thank you. When she's ready." Kara's voice cracks. "And Robyn has to face what she did. Just like Kody did," Christine adds. "But for now, you just be her mother. The rest will come later." With approval from Christine, Janelle, and the family attorney, excerpts from Garrison's journal are published in the New York Times. Quotes go viral. "I don't want revenge. I want us to stop pretending. They'll say I was bitter. But truth doesn't care how you feel. If you have to lie to keep love, it's not love." The internet responds with a tidal wave of empathy. Memorial posts. Fan art. A scholarship fund in his name is started by strangers. Christine reads one comment that stops her cold. "Garrison didn't die for nothing. He gave us all permission to stop lying to ourselves." She wipes her eyes. 3 days after sentencing, a vigil is held at the Flagstaff courthouse. Over 300 people attend. Christine, Janelle, Savannah, Gabriel, even Mary, but not Robyn and not the cameras. Because this moment isn't about spectacle. It's about saying thank you to the boy they lost, to the voice they silenced, to the truth they finally heard. Janelle holds his journal under one arm, a candle in the other. When asked if she wants to speak, she shakes her head. But Christine steps forward. She holds the mic with both hands. "We all made mistakes. We all let things slide. But one person didn't. One person saw through the illusion, and he never stopped trying to make us listen." She looks up. "Garrison, I hope you see this. I hope you know. You won." The sky is overcast. Soft clouds hang over a quiet hilltop outside Flagstaff, where Garrison Brown's grave sits beneath a lone cedar tree. No cameras, no press, just family, and the few who finally understood what he was fighting for. Christine kneels first. She places a sealed envelope on the stone. Inside it, a printed copy of the judge's final sentencing, the restitution order, and a note that simply reads, "It's over, you did it." Janelle joins her moments later, placing Garrison's journal gently beside the flowers already piling up from strangers. Some are fans, others are survivors of financial abuse, of betrayal, of silence. Mary stands off to the side, quiet, reflective. No one says much, because justice, when it finally comes, isn't loud. It's sacred, it's still. She arrives to court through the back entrance, escorted by federal agents. Her hair is pulled back, Her hands shake. There's no makeup, no statements, no entourage. She takes the stand. Under oath, the courtroom watches in silence as she confirms that she signed off on Sully Pines, that she knew trust funds were being redirected, that she kept quiet to protect her family image. She confirms the voice on the internal TLC footage was hers. She confirms that Kody asked her to hide certain payments. And when asked the final question, "Do you believe you benefited from fraud?" her eyes well with tears. "Yes," she whispers. "I did," the prosecutor nods. No further questions. Weeks after the case closes, Christine receives a letter. Handwritten, no return address. But the penmanship is careful inside. A simple note. "Thank you for not letting my son be forgotten. Thank you for giving him back his voice." A mother who knows what it means to be silenced. It isn't signed, but Christine knows who it's from. Kara now has full custody of Ariella. There are no headlines about it, no social posts, just court paperwork, a bedroom in a quiet house, and long talks that end with more questions than answers. One evening, Ariella asks her, "Can I still call them my sisters?" Kara's throat catches. "Yes, if you want to. Can I write them a letter?" "Absolutely." That night, she writes one. To Christine, to Janelle, to Savannah, to Aurora. It ends with this line. "I don't understand everything yet, but I love you all. And I don't think love has to be fake just because the truth was hidden." Christine, sitting alone in her living room one evening, uploads a video. No edits, no music, just her holding a framed picture of Garrison. She looks into the camera to every person who believed the lie because it was easier. "I understand you. I was you. But eventually, lies collapse under their own weight. And if someone's whispering the truth in the middle of all that noise?" "Listen," she sets the photo down. "Garrison, you were right. You were brave. You mattered, and I'll never let them forget you." The video racks up 6 million views in 3 days. A few weeks later, on a windy afternoon, Savannah visits Garrison's grave alone. She kneels, tears in her eyes, and places something beside the stone, a DNA test kit, unopened. Not for her, not for drama. But as a symbol, "You made them tell the truth." She